problem. All right, recording is up,
Woohoo.
and let me share my screen here. I'm actually much better at Zoom too than Google Meet. It's just
Okay.
it's a free Zoom, so it has time limits. All right.
Right.
What am I looking for? I'm looking for this. Okay. So here I'm in GitHub for Manifold AI Learning. And they've got a couple sections here. They've got machine learning fundamentals, deep learning fundamentals. I'm going to go into machine learning fundamentals. Now, when we first saw this in the very first lecture on machine learning, the guy quickly showed us a linear regression, Jupyter Notebook, and advertising CSV, which is what he uses for his first example.
Okay.
The advertising spreadsheet is the data. This is his code. So if we click on the code, um, basically this is an output of the IPYNB file format is an interactive Python notebook file, and it allows you to save both your code and the output from running the code. So here is his code in this little in blocks here, like in 28 or whatever, and he shows this code, and then that stuff down below it is the output. And same thing for the next few things: code, output, and so on. All right, so I want to do this for myself. So here's what I did. The first thing I did is I installed Anaconda.
Yes.
And when you install it and you click it and start it, it looks like this big, busy page with all of these different things you can do.
Right.
I've only done one of them. I've done this one in the middle called Jupyter Notebook.
Okay.
So I take this Jupyter Notebook and I press the launch button. And oh, it might give you some little, do you want to update this thing? I usually ignore the update thing, but feel free to play with the update if you want. So, all right. So now it pops up this screen. It shows me a bunch of files and it's got another tab for running. If we click on it, nothing's running. So what I'm going to do on this screen is I'm going to go click new over here.
Okay.
Actually, I don't want new over there. I'm sorry. I'm going up to file, clicking new on file, and in new on file, it says notebook. There's two news on this page, so go file new and get the notebook option up here because
Okay.
Jupyter Notebooks is what we're playing with.
Okay.
I just go with the default kernel, so I just press select for the default kernel.
Okay.
And now this gives me essentially what we saw him start to type in his example demo that he shows us, when he's using Python and Jupyter Notebooks to demo all these machine learning things. So I'm going to go back to now I could type in everything he typed in. Oh, and once you type something in, you then can hit a command to run it. So I'll show you an example. I'm actually skipping this pip install stuff because I think this is already default installed by default. But you could do it if you wanted to. I'll just take this very first line of code, import pandas as PD, and I'll show you what you can do here. If I go back to my notebook, where's my notebook? Here it is down here, this untitled thing. All right. So you could type that, or you could just do Control V and hit it. Now, the way to end off, if I hit return, it just gives me another line in this block, and I can keep typing or keep copying and pasting if that's what you're doing. Alternatively, if you hit Shift Enter, it'll finish that block and it'll execute it. So if I just do this, it finishes the block and executes it. Now, this is just an import statement. So this import statement doesn't really do much by itself, so we didn't get any output.
Okay.
So if I go back here and I just grab the whole rest of that, all those import statements, again, I could type these in to learn it better, but I'm just gonna um, copy and paste it to make it easier. And
Okay.
again, I'll shift enter and it takes all those imports. I just showed you one line at a time. I could have imported all at the same time. Um, Let me go back. Let's go to the next line. This is the first section that'll actually do anything. So I'm going to move
Right.
that over. What this is doing is this is reading. I haven't hit shift enter yet. This is going to read our spreadsheet file.
Right.
Now let me explain what you need to do here. And first, I'm actually going to save this file. Let me save this file. Oh, come on. Save notebook as, and we'll name it, and we'll just call it regress learn test. All
Okay.
right. All right. So it's got to be able to find this spreadsheet somewhere. All right. So by default, where this Jupyter notebook is going to look, and this is a little tricky. I had to look this up online. It's going to look in your users folder. All right. Now you could put a subfolder in your users folder. Like up here, I created a data folder.
Yep.
And so if I wanted to, going back to my Jupyter notebook in here, I could put data slash advertising CSV. And
Okay.
then I can put the advertising CSV in the data subdirectory off of users, and then you'd find it. In this particular case, he didn't have data, and I haven't modified his URL yet. So I've just got my advertising CSV in my users folder. And so now when I hit Shift Enter at the in this little cell block, it will be able to find that file and it will go ahead and the head just gives you some metadata information about the data file. So I hit Shift Enter here. Um, oh, I didn't hit Shift Enter for the first one. Let me do Shift Enters again. Shift Enter, Shift Enter, Shift Enter. Okay. Um, you'll get better and better at the error messages as you read them and you
Okay.
use and you debug them and use a search engine if necessary to figure out but basically so this is like a 5 column table. You know,
Yes.
it's got
Yes.
an unnamed column, a TV, radio, newspaper, and sales. So if we go back to our example here, we just the next example he's got is this thing. So let's pull that over. Uh, See, Control V that in, Shift Enter. This one, the first line is just dropping this unnamed column, and then it just shows me, hey, show me my table after we drop that ta column. So
Okay.
obviously, we got rid of one column, we got the rest.
Okay.
Um, and I can continue on, but let's stop there and ask for questions.
No, that's great. I appreciate it, Tom. I did. So when I was interviewing with Databricks, I did do some Jupyter Notebook work and I did some Python. So some of this is definitely familiar, like the head command and getting the stuff. Quick question all the way at the beginning. How did you connect your notebook or did you download the notebook from GitHub for the class where you started?
Oh, so this is just the GitHub for the class. This is the link for the class. So I have
Okay.
not downloaded it. I'm pulling it from the website, the GitHub website.
And that's a class for the class you bought?
Yeah, this is the class with the Indian guy we bought.
Oh,
This
okay.
is his link, and way up at the beginning of his course, he has a link for resources, and that'll take you here if you push the right buttons.
Perfect. Thanks. Okay.
And I sent you that link in the email too.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, so I have not downloaded. You could download them all. I mean, they're not that large. Spreadsheets and like 10 or so Jupyter Notebook files. I haven't actually downloaded. I'm just pulling them from his GitHub site as I use it. But yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. Other questions?
That's it. I'm with you.
All right. And so I did install Anaconda. And so it's actually running this notebook here that we just created locally. But
Okay.
but you could, host it up on, somewhere else if you wanted to. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, I've got Anaconda open and I'm connected to the Jupyter Notebook from the original thing you
Yeah.
opened up, but it's sitting there in the browser. I do have it downloaded. I could do it locally. So yeah.
Well, yeah, well, this is running through my browser too, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But I mean it's saving it locally, but it's running through the browser. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so the rest of it's pretty straightforward. I mean, as you just work through I'm just working through the GitHub and, trying out these different things and, making the plots and so forth.
Okay.
Um, Pretty much everything in here works. Occasionally you get little warning things, like he even shows on his example he had a warning, but pretty much it all works.
Okay.
And these extra empty slots, that's just places where he never ended up typing something he expected to and he didn't. So,
Okay. Okay.
I've had to do a lot of Jupyter Notebook stuff for the machine learning classes I'm taking online.
Okay.
So I've gotten a fair amount of practice with it lately.
Got it. Got it. That's awesome.
But it's
So
good to go through this stuff too, because it's helpful to have reinforcement on the basics.
got it. So are you going to essentially use this example for your hackathon next week, or are you going to like modify it to something that's kind of like it, but similar workflow?
All right, so I'm doing this for practice. I'm not really planning to use this for the hackathon, but
Okay.
for example, something like, you're give me this read and header stuff.
Yes.
That's the sort of thing that you may end up using at some point because that's just a
Yes.
basic thing. Anytime you read in data, you might want to do something.
Right.
Some of this other stuff in here, like X train, Y train, and testing. This is the actual linear regression stuff where he's basically splitting up the data set into a train and a test.
Okay.
That will depend on whether or not I'm doing supervised learning next week. I mean, basically what I want to do, and I don't know to what extent I'll be able to do it, but what I want to do with the NVIDIA stuff is I want to create a virtual patent agent. If you think of a travel agent is someone who helps book travel, then a virtual travel agent is an AI system that helps you book travel. So if the patent agent is someone who helps you get a patent, the virtual patent agent is an AI system that helps you get a patent. So I want to
Got
create
it.
a virtual patent agent. I don't know how much the virtual patent agent is actually going to do. But, I'll see what I can do. But I want to use the NVIDIA stuff, and that's my plan for next week.
Got it. Very cool, Tom.
Um, and I don't know if I'll be doing any machine learning in what that agent is doing. We'll find out as we dive in, but we'll see.
Okay. Very good.
Any other questions?
Nope.
All right, I just want to show you that.
Oh, cool. Well, thanks, Tom. I really appreciate it.
I'm going to
I'm
stop the
gonna,
recording here.
okay. I'm gonna jump into that and do it myself. I'm probably text you if I have a question. But I really appreciate you taking the time to go through this with me. It's great.
All right, I will send you the link to the recording.
Thank you. Thanks, Tom.
All right, talk to you later. Bye.
All right, man. Take care.